Bitcoin is seeing a massive crash right now, and while this is happening, we are seeing the largest stock market crash in Japan ever seen in history. And I will be exactly discuss what currently is happening, because at the same time we're seeing that the Japanese yen is increasing heavily, and I already warned you how bad this could be for the market. So I'm going to be explaining what is happening in terms of worldwide recession fears. I'm going to be talking about what is going to be happening with the interest rates, because we are right now expecting that we're going to be having an emergency Fed meeting because the markets are crashing and they need to be avoiding a massive stock market crash even worse than 2008. And it could be potentially happening right now. So I will be discussing the most important charts on Bitcoin, the most important stuff, what is currently happening worldwide, because yes, what we're currently seeing is extremely bad for the markets, and I'm going to be talking about my targets for Bitcoin as well. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated, and let me go straight away in towards depth about what currently is happening. So today, the Japanese stock market went open again, and so far, the Japanese stock market has halted trading for numerous times already here, because right now we're seeing the largest two-day drop in history of the Japanese stock market ever. So this is literally the worst crash, and even a larger crash than the Black Monday crash of 1987 in Japan. So this is definitely a very important day in the history what currently is happening, because the markets are crashing, and this could only be the beginning, because one of the many reasons is of course due to the fact that the US employment came in higher than expected, and that Japan was of course increasing the interest rates, causing the Japanese yen to rise even more. And I already warned you how bad this could be for the markets, because yes, the Japanese yen has been on 0% interest for over 30 years. So a lot of people that wanted to be investing in the US stock market, they were borrowing their money from Japan, but now the money is getting more expensive, and this is causing worldwide fear. So if the Japanese yen is going to be increasing even more in value, it is going to cause an even wider, bigger stock market crash across all markets. So while this is happening, there are also even more fears that World War III is going to be happening. So all these things are happening at the same time. So the US told the G7 that Iran will maybe attack Israel in the next 24 hours. So there are massive things happening in the market right now, and this is causing the fears and the potential reason why we are currently having this big meltdown. So Patrick Bet David also said, brace for impact. Tomorrow the markets will reveal a ton. So for us it's already today, but today the markets will open and they will reveal a lot what currently is happening. There are a lot of things happening, and he is saying, what does this all mean? So one, it could mean nothing. It could be a massive fake out, and basically everything is going to be settling down again here. We've seen this many times before, just like a little bit earlier in 2023 or in 2022. And also, potentially, we're going to get World War III, which is going to probably cause the stock market to crash even more. Scenario 4 is that we're going to be getting a recession, which we have been waiting for a very long time here. And number 5, we're going to get a global recession due to the fact that we have seen so much money printing going on during the 2020 pandemic. So yes, we are currently seeing the effects of that 2020 pandemic, and now we are going to be paying the price for it. So what is currently happening, and what should we be paying attention towards right now? So what should we be looking at after this? So we can once again see that the market is currently pricing in even larger rate drops. So this basically means the chances of a recession has significantly increased compared to 2 or 3 days ago. So currently we're expecting that on the September meeting, we're going to get a 50 basis point rate cut. But just like Ren said, and I also said it on tweet earlier, this moment is the moment we've been waiting for. So this massive reversal is basically triggered by the Bank of Japan. And right now, the Fed has got only one thing to do, and that is not to cause a massive market meltdown, because in 2008 we had of course this massive market crash, but with the fact that there's right now way more money involved in this scenario, this could only get even worse than 2008. So since it is election year and the Democrats want to be showing a good sign of themselves, probably they're going to call an emergency meeting. And what they're going to do with an emergency meeting is that the Federal Reserve can already start to cut its rates today. So if that were to be happening, they can potentially still save the economy. And the last time that this happened was actually in the 2020 pandemic crash, where they also called an emergency meeting, and within 2 weeks, they cut the rates by more than 1.5%. So maybe we're going to get something similar right now here. And if that were to be happening, we are once again going to see the printer coming in here. So while everything is extremely bad on the imminent short term, on the longer term, we're going to see more money injections in the market, and that is ultimately going to be pushing the prices of crypto and other assets higher. But right now, indeed, we could only get a further bigger bluff bet. So important to understand how you should be playing this. But of course, if you're an investor for the coming 5 or 10 years, I think you are definitely going to be okay here with the markets. But potentially for the coming 3 to 6 months, things could even get much worse, and this could potentially influence the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, in my opinion. So yeah, we're seeing that fear is massively ruling the markets right now here, and Bitcoin has created a massive CME gap. But what I want to be pointing out is that always, whenever there's so much fear in a market, it is usually a good opportunity. But I do want to be pointing out right now is that right now scenarios are literally a little bit different, because if we're really going to get World War III, if really we're going to get this interest rates cuts, guys, things could get potentially much worse, because we do know that a 2008 meltdown, I mean, what we have seen so far in terms of a crash in the market, guys, it has been actually nothing. It has been so small, and it could get much worse. And I'm talking really about another 30 or another 40% correction. But I'm not going to be saying that here, because I'm personally comfortably in spot. I have closed my Bitcoin long position because I hit my stop loss target. I mean, I'm going to be looking for a new trade here. And if I'm going to be zooming out here, what are the levels I'm going to be looking at? I really need to see how the global market is going to be reacting, because if we're going to really get a financial meltdown, guys, I'm not going to be pricing out the Bitcoin could come all the way down to 30,000 US dollars again here. That would be extremely bad. But you have to understand that if this were to be happening, this would be an opportunity of a lifetime, and you should be embracing this opportunity with both hands. Because just like we had in the 2020 pandemic crash, where we also saw Federal Reserve cutting rates very quickly, eventually Bitcoin recovered back towards the upside, and we went into this massive bull market due to the fact that the money printer was going on here. So the money printer is about to be going on again here, and for the longer term, this is going to be having an extremely bullish effect on the market. Right now, Bitcoin is hanging on one of the most important levels of support, which is this downward sloping support line, which is currently the level where we're exactly trading on, to be exact. So guys, if you want to right now want to be benefiting from this, there is a possibility to currently claim a free $500 trade here on Bybit, and all you need to do to claim it is actually go to the link description of today's video, where you can right now find this link here, and if you press on this highest link in the description, you will come to this page where you can claim a free $500 airdrop position for only signing up an account using that link below. So if you're interested in claiming a free trade, check it out in the link description of today's video. Especially with the prices being down so heavily, it could be a legendary trade you could be opening for free right here. Going even further, we've seen that so far $700 million worth of Bitcoin long liquidations have been taking place. And if we're looking at the market cap of Tether, it has been increasing ever so slightly, and it's going to be important to be looking at this because we need more liquidity in the market. And as more liquidity is going to be entering the market, it is going to be allowing Bitcoin to be recovering stronger. And I've talked about this very big consolidation phase for many times before here. We could potentially break down of this phase. I'm very much aware of it. It is right now really going to come down what is going to be happening. If the Federal Reserve is going to be doing an interest rate cut today, I am definitely going to be happy with that, because that could potentially signal that the market is still, or that the Fed still wants to be saving the market. They really need to do something, because if they're going to be doing nothing, the market is going to be melting down here. I'm going to be looking closely at the Japanese yen chart here, because as this chart is going to be increasing in value, we're probably going to be even seeing a bigger stock market crash here. So while Bitcoin continues to crash here, guys, my big targets where I'm currently going to be looking at are very simple. I mean, if I'm currently looking at the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, there's one big level standing out here, and that is going to be this level right here, the 45,000 US dollar level, and I'm going to be approaching this as a box here, and that is going to be 45,000 to 40,000 US dollars. I mean, really, in the worst case, where Bitcoin is going to be breaking down, this is my target I could be aiming for. So yeah, things could get definitely much worse for Bitcoin right now here. The stock market is going to be opening up in like 6 to 7 hours from now on. We need to see how the reaction is going to be from that, but I'm expecting there's going to be even more sell pressure. So buckle up, things could get very much worse from off this point. You have to understand that Rich Dad always told his son that if assets go down in value, you should take that as an opportunity because it's cheaper to buy the asset. So see this as a bigger opportunity for the long term, because in the end of the day, if the printer really is going to come on again, which it will inevitably, it is going to cause an even bigger bull market for Bitcoin, but only it is going to be delayed a little bit here. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did learn something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share this with your friends. Peace out. Goodbye.